Well, good morning. It's a beauty of a morning again this morning. Just lovely out here. Last night I was trying to get the shop cleaned up and finish a landscaping project, but I didn't have time to, I ran out of time. It got dark and I could have stayed in the shop, but you got to get some sleep at some point in time, right? I also didn't finish the landscaping project. And I guess the lesson that comes from that is how well can you prioritize things, and what's important to you. I have to get the shop cleaned up so that it's ready to go to put all our equipment away for winter time. But I also need to finish the landscaping because, well, if I don't, then it's just going to become a mucky mess in the spring that I'm not going to want to restart that project if I don't, get it finished here this year. Morning, chickens! Better get these girls some breakfast. Anyways, this got me thinking, what's the most valuable thing you have on your homestead or your farm? Is it your livestock, your infrastructure, your home, maybe your tractor? What is it? Truth be told, it's none of those things. The most valuable thing you have is your time. The time is the one thing that, despite its infinite nature, is most definitely finite to us. You're only given a certain amount, but from the day you're born until the day you take your last breath, you have no idea what that amount actually is. So you definitely want to make the most of it. Good morning, piggies. Oh, you're a sloppy mess this morning. Here, I got your breakfast for you here. So there's a lot of folks that are hesitant to start on their homesteading or small farming journey, and especially with things like animals, because once you do, you are tied, and I don't not tied loosely either. Like, you're completely bonded to the land and to your livestock. And for many of us, that's a good thing. That's exactly what we want, because that's what gives us joy. That is our refuge. That's our refreshment. That's our recreation, and we find a great deal of joy in it. So instead of once or twice a year going on a big expensive holiday and getting away from it all, every day is our holiday. We get to kind of live out our dream. And for you, it should be that same way too, right? This is the thing that should bring you the most joy. But it's the finite nature of time, I think, that can cause stress, and it can take a lot of your joy away. And so you need to be able to prioritize. And the first thing that's important to know is that you can't do it all at once, and you can't build everything overnight. Take joy in building and creating over time. You can't just purchase it and have it all, and then everything is just perfect overnight. It doesn't work like that. The other thing that's important to remember is it can be kind of lonely, I guess, out on the farm. Or it depends where you live and how close you are to town, how close you are to your friends and family. But there's some folks that move, halfway across the country, or in some cases halfway across the world, to kind of carve out their dream, letting quite a lot of stuff go. It's going to have an impact. So whether you're picking up sticks and you're moving out of the city, or you're putting all your worldly possessions in a U-Haul trailer and moving across the country, what's important is when you get out here, right? When you're out on the land with your animals, that you don't become so engrossed in it that you forget about the people you left. You're going to have friends and family that can be incredibly supportive and care about you deeply, and they want to be a part of your journey. I know for myself, this is the one thing, if I were to take a top 10 list of things I struggle with, this would be number one, is maintaining that social connection while we're out here on the farm. I struggle with that, like, really, really bad, because it's, there's so much to do, right? And you're getting lost in a maelstrom of chores and commitments to your land, to your animals. And it's something else you have to seriously consider as you add more things to your farm, is, do I really have the time? Because regardless of whether you lived in town before or you're an old hat at this, you've never been given more or less time, right? There's only things that you've added or taken away, and the actual time doesn't change. So if you want to get that goat or that new sheep or 10 more chickens, whatever it is, you have to, you know, reconcile yourself that takes something away from something else. And sometimes that's a good thing, right? You're able to take something away from your life that's not bringing you joy. So I take a lot of joy in our chickens. As you can see, we've got some younger ones behind us here. We took delivery of these April 28th, so these are about 19 weeks old right now. And I did see the question posted on Facebook today, how old do layer chicks have to be before they lay eggs? With a lot of breeds, that number is about 18 weeks, and so we're actually a little bit overdue. But there's also some other factors to come into play, such as the environment, the time of year, what other other external stresses are going on inside the coop, how their food, their diet, and all that stuff looks. Timing wise, we got these April 28th. They're 19 weeks right now. We're the middle of September. What's going to happen here right away? Chickens are going to want to go into the molt. So you'll see if you get the chicks in the spring and they're coming to maturity, you know, mid to early fall, it's not uncommon for them to go, you know, upwards of 26 weeks and sometimes until they lay. So we did get a couple of early eggs, you know, just some tiny ones out of these chickens, and then they stop for probably about 6 weeks, and then they'll start laying again sometime in October, and that's perfectly normal, and it's nothing to worry about. It does suck because you're going to feed them for, you know, 6 months and get nothing out of them, but when it's all said and done, it'll be worth it. There's always got to be one way over there. Look at that, one sheep in a completely different field. I don't even know how he got out of here because this wire is only like 4x4 mesh. I gotta smile. What else can you do? Oh, see, now I think I got it figured out. Sheep's coming through the gate. I think they're squeezing through the gate and then getting over through the gate over here. What little rascals they are. Go on away home with you. Go home. Go on. Well, I'd say that answers that. I'm gonna have to get some rebar in here to make these gaps a little bit smaller. Well, now that the sheep are all penned up, I should probably go over and feed the pigs. So I'll let you go for now. I hope you have a fantastic evening. I hope you find joy in your homestead, and I hope you like this video. If you did, go down below, hit that like, hit the subscribe button. We'll see you tomorrow.